Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. There's some other YouTube golf news that we're going to get into, but if you want to skip right to the title thumbnail of this video, go to that timestamp. It'll take you right to it. Listen, a couple things I want to address. One is just a shout out. This is a YouTube golf channel, and I want to be able to use this channel to help grow the community when I feel like it's worth it. Now, if you're sending me a DM with one video uploaded, 14 views, and telling me you're the next big thing and I need to shout you out so that you can grow, no, you need to prove yourself. You need to do the work. You need to put in the work. YouTube is the most egalitarian platform in the world. If you upload good quality content, the audience will find you. But if you've been doing that for a long time and I don't feel like you're getting the attention you deserve, I'm going to help you out. Try to. Anyways, that's what I want to do today. I want to give a shout out, flip over the screen here. My boys JnA Golf, John and Ashton. These are two of the most genuine dudes on the planet, two good looking little gentlemen who have been making YouTube golf videos for a little while. They are the humblest dudes on planet Earth. We've hopped on many a phone calls where they've just asked me to rip apart their content, to give them every tip and trick I know, and they're just eager to learn. These guys are really in the YouTube grind, and until recently, they had been kind of, doing well, but it was very, I would say, frustrating. They would put out these if you just click on one of their videos, like this video, it's only got 2.9 thousand views, but you just click on it and just really quick, like it is absolute pure, like trot chaser, zoom in, last, high quality like it's incredible content, incredible quality. They're doing things that like top YouTube groups are doing. Now, quality doesn't always equal views, but the inventive ideas, the way these guys are trying to do different things has finally started to work for them. They've had a couple videos absolutely blow up. My first golf date ever, which I think GM Golf kind of took inspiration from for one of his videos, which is really cool to see. 287,000 views. They followed that up. She Wanted to Caddy For Me, 140,000 views. And then another one recently, 9 days ago, I finally did it, Cart Girl, 187,000 views, as well as like now their videos are just like their golf videos are just pulling. Like, look at this, like 63,000 views, 22, 22, 27, 14, 24. Like these guys are putting out quality content and it's finally starting to get picked up and recognized. They were just at the Good Midwest Open. So if you guys are looking for a new, fresh, young YouTube channel, go check these guys out. I was actually at the range 2 days ago and I just showed up and the guy was like, "Hey, I love all your good gear." And I was like, "Hey, thank you. By the way, summer drop right here. Yeah, I love all your good gear." And he's like, "That's great." He's like, "You don't know who my favorite YouTube golf channel is though?" And I said, "Who?" And he said, "JnA Golf." And I said, "Absolutely no way." So I FaceTimed John in that moment and I showed him the fan and they got to meet and it was cool. So anyway, I love these guys. Go check them out. That's a sidebar. Second thing I want to talk about, this just came across my desk this morning. I was just scrolling through Instagram and I opened up Rick Shiels' story and all of a sudden, holy, what is going on here? Someone's apologizing. This is like a 2020 flashback to when everyone was getting canceled type of post. What is going on? We're past that. That's over. Why is this here? All right. Just been reading through the comments on Rick's. This is James Robinson Golf, by the way, who is in so many Rick Shiels videos. He's always like the tour pro. He's not a tour pro anymore, but he used to be in all of Rick Shiels videos. Just been reading through the comments on Rick's latest video where I caddied for him. Please understand, Rick is trying to be the best version of himself and not a tour pro. Rick needs encouragement to lift up his confidence and not nasty comments which hurt, even if you guys don't think it does. Rick is one of the biggest golf influencers in the world because he's entertained you all for years. Let's encourage him and give him a break. You can read the rest of it. I'll leave it on screen while I talk if you want. But essentially, he's asking people to not say mean things to Rick Shiels, which is fair. Rick Shiels has taken more heat, I would say, in the last like 12 to 24 months than just about any golf YouTuber, at least publicly. Now, when you're the biggest, that kind of comes with the territory. He's going to get an unequal amount of positive and an unequal amount of negative compared to other creators because he's just the biggest. He's got the most eyeballs on him, but obviously he's been very open about it. He's struggled with this game sort of recently, and I think now that he's doing this like open qualifier series, it gives people a lot more fuel to potentially, go at him for his game. If they don't feel like his game is at a certain level, they have more ammunition to then, give their opinion on it, to say, why are you trying to do this? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I wanted to check out the video in question, which is right here. Tour Pro caddies for Rick Shiels and reveals the secrets before the Open. That's the one, obviously, that James's post was referring to. Now you click on it, and I don't know if it's just me, but like I scrolled the first couple comments, and I don't know, top one seems pretty positive. This one, seems pretty positive. I'm a hacker. I can't be issue mental side. 24. I would love to see some videos where Rick's talking to someone who have what the mental like. Good luck, Rick. Like kind of like constructive criticism. I just started the video. James pumped. But I'm assuming if you scroll all the way down to all of these like one liked comments and a couple with a few more, then, you know, you're going to see probably a bit more negative. But listen, it just is what it is. It's not, I don't think it's as dramatic as it seems. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, it's nice of James to comment that, but I don't think it's anything out of the ordinary for a channel. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. I just wanted to quickly touch on that because, I mean, well, it seemed dramatic. It seemed like you see this, you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? I don't know, mean comments is what it is. All right, so let's dive in. Good Midwest Open. The good, the bad, the ugly, everything we want to talk about. I tried to find a leaderboard. There's no leaderboard anywhere on planet Earth that I can find, or I'm the biggest idiot ever. I mean, you just Google good Midwest leaderboard. This is not a leaderboard. The Reddit thread doesn't have a leaderboard. This is not a leaderboard. This is not, none of this is a leaderboard. The only thing I could get is on Sky Sports Golf. If you go to the very end of it, which is, this is where it was broadcast, which here's a good thing. Good job to good, because this was not this broadcast, the Peacock broadcast, which was the second part of it when we got cut off from Good's channel last time in Arizona. This was not available to anyone outside of the US. You couldn't watch it no matter what. You had no ability to watch it. This year you do. The Sky Sports, if you're in the UK, if you're in Australia, if you're in Canada, you could watch the second half of it on here. So good job to NBC. Good job to Good for making that happen. Anyways, this is how I watched the end of it. But this is at the very, very end, and you have the first page. So you can see who won. Obviously, Michael Dylan Block. Congratulations. But Bubby, I mean, with Mason, but Bubby coming in second. Good job, Bubby. This was my kind of like not shadow pick. My like pick was Brad and Marquez. I know Michael and Dylan Block, they're kind of like all pro golfers, but Brad used to be, and Marquez is, I just like Marquez a lot. MKBHD, huge YouTuber, tech YouTuber, just very cool. 10 under is a legit score for a 2-man scramble. So, I mean, I think they did a really good job. But anyways, this is all you got for leaderboard. So we can't see the back page, which is tough because like you have, you know, the guys who won it last time, they're not on here. They're on the back. Where'd they come? I don't even know. Like they could have come, you know, 9th, or they could have come dead last. I have no idea. Maybe someone commented down below. I didn't even see it told at the end where they ended up finishing. But I also don't think it was like super good because Ben's story here, I hope the chip-in was at least televised. That seems like a subtle little shot of not getting airtime, which is going to bring us over to, you know, one of the other kind of complaints. This was a similar one to last time, but it's like an airtime sharing. I'm just gonna go through real quick. I have a couple put on my Instagram story last night. You know, what did you think of the event? And these are some of the responses. Well ran and organized. All the dudes were super genuine. Great quality. Lack of quality players overall. Loved it. Proud of the boys. Another one says okay. Another one says didn't even watch it because no one interesting was even playing. Another one says hard to watch. Another one says loved it. Like it's a back and forth. It's a very mixed bag. Literally about 50% of the comments were like, it was awesome, I loved it, and 50% of them were kind of like, I didn't really like it. So I don't think you can do a ton better, really. Like there's always gonna be people who like and always gonna be a ton of people who don't. I think the one that stood out the most was didn't watch it because no one interesting was playing in it. I got a lot of those. It's not true. There are a ton of interesting people playing in it, but for YouTube golf fans, there weren't a ton of interesting people playing it. There weren't a ton of YouTube golfers. The reason why the last one had so much hype, I think, is because it had a ton of YouTube golfers. Like if we just go look right here at the comparison, like 1.2 million views versus, yes, it's only the first 16 hours, so it probably will go up a little bit, but 459,000 views, even if that goes up to 600,000 views, which, you know, I think that'd be a lot because it's a live event, it's now over, and this was the first part of it, not the second part of it. It's still going to be half the viewership of the first one. So I think it just shows that, like, especially on YouTube, the YouTube golf audience is, you know, what YouTube golf fans want. But this isn't about that. And I think this is the thing that, like, I sort of think I understand, and I think people don't quite understand, is like, this isn't necessarily just for the YouTube golf community and YouTube golf fans. Like, Good is just such a big entity that they can literally attract, like, Marquez Brownlee and Austin Reeves and all of these, like, not quite A-list, but pretty close to, like, really good B-list celebrities, like elite, like world-renowned YouTuber in Marquez Brownlee, who's legitimately like one of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, you know, an NBA player, a bunch of other people into this thing. They have, you know, elite media personalities, whatever. Stuff that like is not normal in just like a YouTube golf video. So it's great. It's good. It serves a purpose, but the purpose is less and less like to be a YouTube video and more to be like this like broadcast event, in my opinion. So I think a lot of the like complaints were really like comparing it to a YouTube video versus comparing it to a live broadcast. Like, you know, obviously people just the format and the length and all this, but like that's just the nature of having an 18-hole stroke play live broadcast with all these groups. Listen, it's interesting. The Good's first over the wall with this, and first over the wall is always going to take the most stones. So you got to give him credit for like being willing to do this and willing to like try something new and invest tons of money likely into doing something like this with probably little to no guaranteed return. Like 1.2 million views. They can get like this was I don't know how much money they spent, but they probably spent $1.2 million on this thing to get 1.2 million views. They're not making that money back. Like this, they could get more views on just a normal YouTube video that would cost them, you know, 1/100th of the price. And, you know, so if they were just doing this for like the money, they would not be doing these live events. They would just keep making banger YouTube videos that were racking the dough and selling merch. Yes, sure, they probably sold a ton of merch at this thing. That's great, but I still think it probably didn't make the money back. So anyways, I don't know. I think I would have loved to see, like, the reason why I put Rick in the title was, or in the thumbnail, was number one, because we talked about him at the beginning of the video. If you missed that, go back and watch it if you just skipped to this part. But number two, I do think, you know, if this had Rick Shiels in it, or if this had Bucka Sports in it, it probably, you know, might have had a slightly higher view count at this moment. But listen, it is what it is. They did what they did with who they had, and they kind of went, I don't know if it was intentionally or not, but a slightly different route, having more like outside of YouTube golf people, which I think there's positives to as well. So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on it down below. I wanted to kind of wrap it up, talk about it all. That's my job. I'll see you in the next one.